Hi, my name is Yvonne Castaneda, and I'm a clinical social worker at North End Waterfront Health in Charlestown. And I'm here because I would like to show you how to breathe. And I know that sounds pretty simple, but believe it or not, like sometimes if we don't get it right, it could make how we're feeling a whole lot worse. And so I love to tell stories. I like to illustrate what I'm going to do through a story. So a couple of years ago, I have a dog. I have a yellow lab, Chula, and Chula ate a sock, and the sock got stuck, and so logically she got really, really sick, and we had to take her to the vet. Long story short, she quite nearly died, and it was a really, really scary experience. And so that was a couple of years ago. About a week ago, I had to take Chula to the vet, and it had been 2 years since I'd been to the vet because I was just so afraid to go back. And as I was driving Chula to the vet, and Chula was happy. She was happy in my car. She was chilling out. Meanwhile, I'm driving. I've got my hands on the steering wheels. And this is what started to happen. My hands really started to sweat. I started to feel uncomfortable. Like I could literally feel my heart starting to race inside my chest. I got a funky feeling in my stomach, almost as if the butterflies that I have in there just went bananas and they were going all over the place. And I just felt really uneasy, as though something really devastating was going to happen. And so I had to really recognize that perhaps the reason I was feeling that way is because I was taking her back to the vet, to the same place at which she had nearly died. And so immediately I thought of, believe it or not, a cup of coffee. And I know that just sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to tell you why. No matter what, whether I am in isolation or I am out working, in the community, or I'm coming to my office, there's one thing that I know for certain. If I don't have a cup of coffee, I am grossly unhappy. I love the smell of coffee. So whenever I need to remind myself that I need to take a couple of deep breaths, what I immediately think about is a cup of coffee. So I'm going to show you how to breathe using this particular prop in the hopes that it'll be something that can stick. Now, mind you, you don't have to use coffee. Like my favorite drink is hot chocolate, but hello, it's like 95 degrees outside right now, so I'm not going to drink hot chocolate. So this is what I do, okay? When I take a deep breath, I imagine that it's my first cup of coffee in the morning, which you know is sacred. And I imagine that I put it right underneath my nose and I take a deep breath. And so this is what that looks like. So I inhale all the way, right? And I inhale and make sure that that air passes my chest and goes into my stomach, right? So I take a deep breath. And then when I release the breath, I'm imagining that I am cooling down my coffee. So I'll illustrate it one more time without stopping. When you're feeling amped up and you start to feel uncomfortable, and that could be for anything. That could be, oh, I have a meeting with my boss and I don't know what she's going to say, and you start to feel uncomfortable. It could be, I just graduated from high school and oh my God, I'm going to go to college, and you start having these thoughts and it starts to make you anxious. It could be walking into a place after 1 year of isolation and walking in where there's tons of people and some are wearing masks and some are not. And that makes you anxious. So it's good to stay connected to what's going on. But logically, we always need that something to grab a hold of to remind us what we need to do. So whether you use hot chocolate, hot coffee, I've had people say they use a hot slice of pizza. Whatever it is that you love to smell that's hot and then need to cool down, that's what you want to grab a hold of. I really recommend, if you are somebody who struggles with anxiety, with this discomfort on a regular basis, don't wait until you're already feeling that way to breathe. This is a practice that you can do every morning. I suggest doing it every morning for 3 minutes, maybe every night for 3 minutes. Throughout the day, just stay very connected to your hot coffee breathing or your hot chocolate breathing. I hope this has been really helpful.